So President Elon Musk, the Tesla CEO, could in fact become the first trillionaire as he and Donald Trump take the White House. That's the subject of today's video, and there's a lot to go over. I want to explain how Musk is going to get rich off of your tax dollars. And let's just jump right in. So this is the headline today. Elon Musk slated to speak at Trump pre-inauguration rally. That's coming from Fox News. So if you're going to be in D.C., the rally is going to be, or I guess you say inauguration is going to be held indoors because I guess it's really cold out. But Trump and Musk will keep you warm. And again, Musk is going to be there speaking, and it'll be interesting to see which speech is longer, Musk or Trump. The thing about Musk, which is fascinating, is the thing that may actually do him in, the scandal that is, could be this whole gamer thing. Because a lot of his fans, frankly, are just a bunch of cultists, etc. But when it comes to games, like they may have more allegiance to their favorite video games and to the honor of the video game world than they care about, say, financial fraud and financial scams or whatever scams that Musk and Trump plan to be doing in the future. The gaming thing is more important to them, which is kind of sad because there's a lot more important things than video games. I hate to break it to you guys. Like, for example, Musk plans to blow up more rockets over your house. The FAA is looking to investigate into that. And we talked about this yesterday where they did a SpaceX launch, the thing blew up. And in fact, this was their explanation of the fail from SpaceX. They said the Starship experienced a rapid, unscheduled disassembly. That's how they describe it. A rapid, unscheduled disassembly. Of course, it just blew up, but you got to come up with some sort of technical way to put it. And yes, they have a sense of humor, but it's not so funny if it's your tax dollars and it's over your house. This is a comment from Anagram. Anagram says, it's funny how all the fanboys get philosophical when their techno king fails them. As they say, failure has 1,000 excuses and success requires no explanation, of course. But this is something I just wanted to mention again. The gamers are probably going to end up calling out Musk. His fanboys still love him no matter how many rockets he blows up over people's house. But that's not everyone, guys. People in our community do see this stuff and we call it out. This is Jesse had a really great comment from Jesse. Jesse says, the people who make $700 an hour have convinced the people who make $25 an hour that the problem is the people who make $750 an hour. And if you understand this concept, that's exactly how this game is played. Musk and Trump all day, every day, they say, oh, it's those poor dark people are going to hurt you. They're your problem, etc. While Musk and Trump steal your retirement. So I'll let you guys be the judge who's more important. But this is what it is. For example, there's LA fires, you guys know. And I guess it's been a big problem. There's a bunch of burned Teslas everywhere. And because of the lithium batteries in these things, it's toxic. So it's going to take a while to clean all this stuff up. It's something that, if you know, originally the fans of Tesla were actually people who live in California, tend to vote, Democratic. Musk is obviously on the other side now, on the Republican side. And it's actually really curious what's going to happen. Are they still going to buy his cars or not? We know that Tesla sales have declined this year compared to last year, first time in the company history. And so essentially, this is sort of why you see Elon Musk rotating to do something else, which is basically, again, get your tax dollars to make himself the trillionaire. The other issue as well is that, yes, there are still fans of Tesla around the world. There's still some people who like this guy. For example, in the UK, some people are willing to import the car. This is, the Cybertruck into the UK, but the police seized it because it's not street legal. I've said this many times on the channel. The Cybertruck is an absolute fail. It's I think right now it's only street legal. I think it's Canada and the US are the only countries. If there are other countries out there where it's street legal, please let me know. But in UK, it's not. The police actually seized it. This was the quote from the police in the UK. The Tesla Cybertruck is not road legal here in the UK and does not hold a certificate of conformity. Whilst this may seem trivial to some, legitimate concerns exist around safety of other road users or pedestrians if they were involved in collision with a Cybertruck. So again, not road legal. But remember, this isn't that important to Musk. He just wants to get rich off of whatever, is the hottest thing out there and whatever he can pump. And what's interesting about pumping is his platform X, you guys know this, he controls the algorithms over there. He controls the information you see. He can point whatever nonsense to you, right? And in Europe, they're actually investigating, how do you run your algorithms? What's going on with that? As he's been getting heavier involved in Germany and in UK. They did a poll recently, and it was kind of interesting. The Germans hate Trump, or Musk, I should say, maybe both, who knows? But they hate Musk more than the UK. The poll said that 73% in Germany think it's unacceptable for Musk to be involved in their politics. 69% in UK said unacceptable for Musk to be involved. This was a quote from the EU. It's a digital enforcer. It says, "Today we are taking further steps to shed light on the compliance of X recommender systems with obligations under the DSA." Also says, "We're committed to ensuring that every platform operating in the EU respect our legislation, which aims to make the online environment fair, safe, and democratic for all European citizens." So we'll see if there's any teeth to that. Maybe X gets banned, maybe not. Who knows? But remember that Elon Musk is not so focused on Tesla anymore because, frankly, it's a dead end for him, and he knows it. The competition is here. There's a lot of other choices if you want to buy an electric car, right? And on top of that, which is really fascinating, this was Morgan Stanley. They had like a lunch, and basically it was Adam Jonas. If you guys don't know, Adam Jonas is one of the sort of Wall Street pumpers of Tesla. And he's even saying, they did the lunch and no one was asking him about the about the electric cars. They're all just like, "Hey, tell us about AI. Tell us about the humanoid robots. Tell us about the robotaxi kind of stuff." So you guys know this. We follow the story. It's all a sham. The thing is, though, if you're Musk, it's a sham too. And so that's why you're rotating to do other things. But again, I want you to understand that not everyone falls for Musk sham. Here's someone in the community. This is an interesting one talking about Trump, because you have to understand that these things are connected. From Bera. Bera says, "If you were interviewing someone for a job and the resume reads that they have gone through multiple bankruptcies, never worked for anyone else, openly lied on his resume, and espoused how he knows everything about every subject," which could describe both Trump and Musk, "would anyone hire this person for any position, let alone CEO? And anyone who thinks that government should be run like a business is obviously an idiot." I completely agree, Barra. And in the situation of Trump, like, all these people have this weird fantasy that Trump's good at business, and I'll tell you what he's good at. He's good at being a personality / star on a TV show. And a lot of people saw the TV show The Apprentice, like, "Oh my God, the guy's awesome." But even the producer of the Apprentice apologizes for basically lying about Trump and pumping him up, making him seem like he was much better than he actually was. The basic gist of it is that they wanted to do a show like The Apprentice. All the good CEOs were too busy running their business. Trump was available. Trump likes the camera. He had plenty of time to be on the TV show, and they put him in there. And then they sort of pumped up his lifestyle and pumped up his successes, which was all nonsense. So that's essentially what this is all about. And it's very similar to Musk. Essentially, he pumps up his lifestyle, pumps up his nonsense, and fools believe it. But what's fascinating about fools is they don't necessarily fall for the video game scam, which they can point out because they can understand that clearly. And I tried to do my best to try to explain to you guys the other stuff, why these guys are frauds and scams. So I enjoy hearing from you guys all, because I know that you're part of the community, and we're all just here to have discussions about this stuff. Because frankly, if you watch a lot of the TV news, you won't get independent opinions. So for example, check out this headline from Fox News. "Trump's External Revenue Service plan will strike fear into countries doing business with the U.S., economist says." From just the headline, you're like, "Oh my God, wow, Trump's doing an awesome thing. He's taxing those foreign countries. Fantastic." It's all a lie. It's all a lie and a scam. This is from Fox News. So first, the External Revenue Service sounds like the IRS. It's the ERS, right? But basically, a tariff is not a tax on a foreign country. It's a tax on an American company. And then the American company will, basically the one importing the foreign goods, will pass a tax on to you, pass a tariff cost on to you. You're going to end up paying for it. So this is just a way to scam and trick, and I'm pretty frank, foolish Americans. And unfortunately, there's a lot of them out there, and they all think it's fantastic. When you watch something like a Fox News, they interview this person there, and it turns out this person named Manisha Singh, she is the Trump State Department chief economist. It's not independent at all. It's basically state propaganda at this point. Fox News will also run this kind of thing. This is a headline from them. "Trump foreign policy, 6 issues he got right and the experts were wrong." Written by KT McFarland. KT McFarland is Trump's deputy national security advisor. So I just want to make this clear, guys, when we go through this stuff, just understand when we talk about this stuff every day, I'm happy to have real conversations with y'all. But just be careful out there. There's a lot of just, literally people who are Trump's people that are this, and they're not independent economists. They're not professors, nothing like that. They're part of Trump's team. And this is something that we keep track of. What's Trump's team up to? This is actually a really big story. This is how Musk is going to get rich, and I want you to make sure you follow this one. It's an important one. It won't be talked about that much. Everyone just wants to talk about Musk and the video games because it's funny, it's easy to understand, but this stuff's the more important stuff. Trump team has wealth fund ambitions for small lending agency. Basically, what's going on here is they're going to put all these tariffs into place. So it seems like they're really serious about it. They're going to use those tariffs and they're going to add it to a sovereign wealth fund. So basically this like slush fund of money used again with tariffs. And they're going to be able to use that money then to invest in Musk companies. They're going to use that money to maybe buy Panama, buy Greenland, just for example. I don't know if they're really going to buy Greenland, who knows? But they'll use this money to maybe do data centers, wherever, invest in crypto, all this kind of stuff. But that's essentially where the tariff money is going to go. It's going to go to whoever's buddies is going to run this thing. And right now, this is what the story was about, was who's going to run this U.S. sovereign wealth fund. This is a quote from Trump here. It says, Donald Trump pledged to create the, quote, greatest sovereign wealth fund of them all. Of course he is. His advisors think one way to do it is a government agency they can bet can help mobilize hundreds of billions from Wall Street. Plans discussed for the U.S. International Development Finance Corp, that's what they're calling this thing, the U.S. International Development Finance Corp, include how it could use investments to deliver on Trump's ambitions for greater U.S. influence over Greenland and Panama. And then it goes on to talk about how you can use this money for, defense, crypto, Musk stuff, whatever, right? But this is what this is all about. This is how Musk is going to get rich again. So essentially, the tariff money is going to go to Musk. That's long story short. But you have to understand how, why this is important, because you assign a bunch of cabinet people who are frankly dolts and loyalty, kiss the ring kind of people like Hegseth, right? You guys know who this is. He's going to be Secretary of Defense, I guess. And it doesn't matter how many sexual scandals or how much drinking and DUIs you get. He's just going to say, guys, focus on the dark people, focus on women. It's all about, DEI. That's the problem with the country and everything. And so why the discussion is going to be on that basically nonsense stuff, they're going to be taking your money. That's what it's about, right? So you get these articles. This is out of Barron's. They're talking about how they're going to change how you do defense contracts, et cetera. Again, it'll profit Musk companies like, oh, well, defense contracts, they should go to SpaceX first because SpaceX is awesome. And that's why I have to show you guys that SpaceX rockets blow up, right? To anyone following this stuff, you understand. This stuff is obvious. It's easy to see. But like I said, most people just focus on the video game thing, but which is fine. If that's going to take for you to understand that these people are frauds and scammers, so be it. But I want you to understand that this is real money we're talking about here, like huge money. Here's another one. Trump picks billionaire Steven Feinberg to be Deputy Defense Secretary. There was talk that this guy was going to head that sovereign wealth fund for the USA, but I guess now he's going to be Defense Secretary, Deputy Defense Secretary. He's a hedge fund guy. It says that he's the co-chief executive of the Cerebus Capital Management, right? Some people do call this stuff out because someone asked me, why does anyone call these things out? Some people do. But, remember the average public, they don't understand this stuff anyway, the importance of it. They're concerned about bathrooms and, what are we talking about? I guess we're talking about TikTok today, that kind of thing. Tammy Baldwin, who I think would have been a great vice presidential pick, but I understand why they picked Harris. You guys all know why. I know why. We all know why. I'll explain it to you. But they should have taken, Duckworth would have been a candidate. There's other candidates out there that could take it if you want a female, but she was calling out Hegseth, saying you're, an idiot, basically clueless, I think is the word she said. Canada, if Trump doesn't indeed do the tariffs, which it sounds like they're going to do, Canada's ready to fight back. We may get in a trade war with our allies, which is not a great thing. Trump's calling China these days, trying to negotiate whatever. The thing with the Trumps and the Musks, they're all in it for themselves. It's so obvious. But I understand. I completely understand, right? As the person in our comments wrote, the goal is for these people who make $700 an hour is to convince the people who make $25 an hour to blame the people that only make $7.50, right? So that's what it is. And then on top of, sort of all these dealings that Musk and Trump are figuring out ways to, get more money, they have to remove any regulations and any oversight so you don't call them out on these things. So, for example, this was the headline today: the National Archives needs Trump support, but the agency has a target on its back. Basically, Trump can take whatever classified documents that he wants, leave them just conveniently laying around all over the floor in Florida, and then he can invite whatever, buddies from whatever foreign countries to come in and just casually look around the room. And just for anyone who's worked with, these kind of sensitive materials, right? If you've had any sort of security clearance, if you weren't Trump, you would be in serious trouble. But for whatever reason, Trump always gets out of this kind of stuff. I mean, the guy is a felon, and then he gets the Supreme Court on the side, and this is all it's all criminal. There's no way to put it. And then on top of that, they're gonna I guess we're investing a bunch of the USA money in bitcoins, cryptos, and whatever, and they want to pass laws that you can't sue whatever companies if they steal your money. This is what the USA is. It's obviously what's going on. But like I always said, a lot of people won't understand anything that I'm talking about at all. They'll just focus on the video game thing. And to make it simple for you, yes, Musk is a scam and a fraud, and he cheats at video games. And if that's what it takes for you to get mad at him, so be it. Focus on the video games. But I'm telling you guys, they're using these tariffs to make him rich. They're going to take all your money, blow up rockets, do whatever crap they want to do, and it's not going to make your life better. I wish it would, but it's not, and people don't see it, what's going on. In my opinion, in this world that we're going into, you got to take care of yourself, because that's the world that the Republicans want. It's all about privatizing everything, winners and losers. There's going to be very, very few winners in this thing, and most people are going to be losers, maybe the 99%. So if that is indeed the case, you got to take care of yourself, and don't depend on any Social Security or Medicaid, anything like that. Set money aside, and again, take care of yourself, because that's the world that they want. For billionaires, they don't care about you at all. They're just like, hey, I'm going to take care of myself. You should take care of yourself too, because when I'm born rich, I worked my way to the top. That's how they think. So I know it's frustrating. I know I talk about this stuff all the time, but it's just I can see everything going on very, very clearly. It's obvious to me, and hopefully making it obvious to you. So thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.